Hello and welcome to Happy Foot Sad Foot. I'm Darren Miller.
And I'm Travis Helwig. We just watched Vancouver versus LAFC, which I don't remember the final score of, Darren. Do you?
It was like 100-1.
Yeah, I think we won. I just want to start off with Abel's comment right off the beginning. Hashtag Wefs be whack.
West be whack.
Oh,
It's weird. It was one of those games where, like, yes, it was going to be like a yes, West be whack, but that wasn't the issue. But then it kind of turned into, kind of was the issue.
Yeah.
At a certain point.
Yeah.
There was two very different games that were just played. Very different matches. I got my sad feet out. I'm just feeling very sad.
I like that you're wearing the scarf. Like, do you remember that children's
like a regular scarf?
Yeah,
like winter scarf.
Do you remember that children's story where like the girl had the thing tied around her neck and she was like, "Don't take it off, whatever you do." And then finally the boyfriend took the scarf off and her head fell off. Do you know what I'm talking about?
That's a children's story?
Yeah, it was like a horror story. I forget what it was from, but yeah, that's what you look like.
Speaking of horror stories, this is a capital S segue back into the match. That was something. That was a really frustrating thing to watch.
I mean, I think it's pretty fair to say we would have won that game if Dola wasn't forced to play Ilie at center back.
Yep.
And I want to say he might not have been forced to play Ilie at center back. There may have been other options than playing Ilie at center back. Perhaps, like, say, starting Giorgio Chiellini. And then if we need to, or we're ahead, we're feeling good, you switch Ilie back to center back. But playing the first 70 minutes with Ilie at center back, where there's an argument to be made that at least two, if not all three of the goals came from some flubs by Mr. Sanchez, who I will always love, but
sure.
For having to play him in a position, we are supposed to have the most depth at center back in the league, and we had our center midfielder playing center back today.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Chiellini may have just not had enough in the tank to go any more than he did. Like,
yeah,
if that's just the situation he was in, putting him in when they put him in doesn't necessarily mean he could have been put in any earlier. But I don't know what else they do. I do think it's like you put in Ilie there, and that's immediately clear that it's a weakness, not only there, but the spot he leaves open.
Yeah.
And our entire midfield had nothing as well in the beginning.
And I don't want to, we're going to bring him on in a second. I don't want to insult my good friend, Joey IF. But I don't think Daniel Crisostomo has it. I don't think he's ready. And this is, even last game where we said maybe he had a decent game, this one was worse, I think, in my opinion. I don't know. There was a lot to be frustrated about. Quickly, I want to say some happy foots, because there was a lot to be happy about in that game. That could have gotten out of hand fast.
Absolutely.
My happy foots are as follows. My happy foot are as following. Is Stipe Buke got an assist, and it was a nice assist, and I never doubted Stipe Buke.
Stipe Buke also sucked in other parts of the game. Let's not give him everything back.
I never doubted him.
Bring
Carlos Vela. Carlos Vela played his best game in months. Carlos Vela looked great. He looked active. He looked
like Carlos Vela.
He every part of the game, I thought Carlos Vela played well, along with Denny Bouanga, who very much seemed like he was upset at what we said in the preview episode, which is, will he ever score again? And the answer was yes, almost immediately. And the other thing I want to say is I switched over like 60 minutes into the Dave Denholm feed. I forgot that you can listen to the radio feed. And I had never done it before. And I listened, and it was when they were checking the VAR for the handball in the box. And when they didn't give them the PK, which was obviously a PK, Dave Denholm said, "I hope VAR dies in a grease fire." And that was a happy foot for me.
That's a solid happy foot.
I was like, that's something we would say on this show and immediately be worried about. You're just broadcasting that over the airwaves?
Yeah, that's solid. That's good stuff. That's great stuff. I'll throw my happy foot. I mean, my happy foot was essentially more of an arching. It really felt like the second half we didn't quit. It felt like we were pushing a broken down car to where it needed to go. It was like we're just gonna force our way back into this. We're gonna make it happen.
I don't
ultimately. I think if you start from that position that late in the game, like it was just too much of an uphill battle. But we were going uphill. We were venturing uphill the way that it was the fight that I would want to see them make. They were putting opportunities together. It was a completely different team than we saw the first half.
Yeah.
Bouanga and Vela, like you said, were actually playing the way that they're supposed to play on paper. I mean, if the second half team had showed up in the first half, I feel like we would have crushed them.
That loss felt so much better than a lot of the losses in the stretch that we have said was bad. We were the better team. I don't think anyone watching would not say we were the better team. It was an incredibly frustrating game. 4 minutes of stoppage time is one of the most angry I've ever felt. But Joey's been waiting for a long time. Let's bring him on.
Sorry, Joey. You got it. You got to weigh in here.
Joey,
welcome to the show. Well, now that you're on the show, you do.
I know there was I had a half thought to turn off my camera and just not be on the show, but
sorry, you're in now.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to be here. Yeah, I was at the game for a half.
Oh, okay.
Then I came home because we're still doing injections for IVF. So that's fun. So yeah. Happy Foot. Tillman came in the game.
Yes.
It was kind of nice. I was that was a really ragtag midfield. I don't have a whole lot to say about Crisostomo, but yeah, he didn't look amazing. I was singing his praises when he was good. I don't have a whole lot to say about him right now. It's always hard to watch the game from the north end too, so you don't see every single thing that's happening. Yeah, so there are definitely some happy foots there. Some sad foot. I was talking trash to my Canadian friend because Vancouver had not won an away game in the MLS for more than a year. Dave Denholm said before the game. It was June 18th of 2022 that they last won an away game. And BMO Stadium, we let them come in.
We let them do it.
Yeah.
So it's not often we lose on a Saturday night at home. And I said this much in the preview episode. Doesn't feel good when it's one of those games where we know the crowd's going to be into it and we're going to want it. But I don't know, how was the Pride Night in general? Was it fun, Joey? I saw a bunch of people got married or right or engaged or something.
There was one wedding, I believe.
Yes, at least one wedding.
I think at least 300 people got married. Everyone in the 30
that's like my brother
is
that's
now
like
married.
Danny telling me that Darren has 100 kids, or at least 3 of them on LAFC too.
I do have a bunch of kids.
Yeah, maybe they got married.
I think
they're all married now.
Julian Gaines is your kid, right?
Yep.
Yep. One couple got married. Mazel tov to Max and Taylor. I hope I didn't just butcher their names. I think that's who they are. And they got engaged last year at Pride Night, so that was awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, they got engaged on the pitch last year, I believe.
Yeah, I'm a clergy person myself, as an ordained rabbi, so I had some little bit of critiques with the officiant, but I'll have to take that up with them specifically.
Yeah. No, I think you should air it out. I think what you should do.
Yeah, I think we should just be public.
You should be like that cell phone guy, the guy who was upset at the 3252 over the cell phone, and really just lay into someone in a very public forum.
Well, how about skipping that and just commenting on the Pride Night in general?
Real classy move. I love it.
The guest DJ was, I guess, the first lesbian DJ on the Vegas Strip. Played an amazing pregame set. I thought she was really dope.
Oh, cool.
The vibes were very there. I'm proud to have the Pride.
Oh yeah, that was rad.
Oh, that was the giveaway, right?
Yeah, and I actually awesome. Might have an extra one to spare to the Happy Foot, Sad Foot family.
For sure. Yeah, thank you.
Sound off in the comments. Who wants it? It's a fight. This is like
that's the difference between me and Darren. I assumed you were giving it to
The
me.
hosts,
And
yeah.
Darren was like, who in the chat wants it? That's a
He
good
said the happy for
dichotomy.
sad for family, and Travis
Yeah.
thought, "Oh, me."
Yeah,
and I
I'm
thought,
the father of the
the
family.
listeners.
This is the upside down. Like, who's the fascist of the hosts?
Yeah.
I'm suddenly surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised Darren is the one that hates the cops, and I
Exactly.
It can't be both of us.
Well, Joey, thank you so much for calling in as always, and good luck with your shots, and for donating your extra pride flag to me specifically.
Yeah. All right, later, guys.
All right,
Thank
talk
you
to
for
you soon.
joining us as always.
Well, we missed a bunch of cool comments.
The comments
We
today
missed
are
a bunch of
very
like really
cool.
fucking cool comments while
Very
we were
cool,
chatting.
very chill.
I don't know. What do we want to say about J-Mac tonight, huh? We want to say anything about our boy John McCarthy?
I think he was your classic hit or miss J-Mac tonight.
Yeah, we had a great Jonathan last game, and we had it's just he's hot and cold. You're right.
He's hot and cold within every game. I mean, last game he didn't have the cold part, but this game, like he will have incredibly convincing saves and weird fuck ups that are like, why?
Yeah,
it wasn't that bad tonight. I don't think any of the goals should have been saved, really.
Yeah.
So,
and I also Daniel brings this up. Daniel also asked if we had posted the link yet to call in the main chat, which we can do now. We give the Patreon a few extra minutes to call in
just
first.
a little head start.
But Daniel says, yeah, this loss was on us, but the issue I'm seeing with the refereeing as of late is that it's far too inconsistent. And I don't like blaming refs. I think everyone always like every single game, someone's writing Westby whack in the chat. And a lot of the times the pro refereeing sucks. Tonight, there was some refereeing decisions that made no sense. Why go to VAR if you're going to say that a ball that hits an arm one week is a PK off VAR and the next is not? It makes no fucking sense.
I'm so confused about this because in both cases, the people calling the game on the broadcast were like completely agreeing with the ref. They were like, well, yeah, that's how it goes. And it's like, I can't go both of those ways.
Interesting, because Dave Denholm, that's when I switched it over to him, and he was furious that it wasn't a
well, he gets to be
PK.
He gets to be like, he doesn't have to put on airs that he's objective.
Right.
I guess maybe
it is funny listening to Max.
Like,
it's funny listening to Max do it, where he's like, you could tell he gets excited when LAFC's close to scoring, but he has to hide his true colors.
Yeah, I love it because I do feel like he does a really good job of composing himself in a way such that LAFC fans and no one else can tell the subtext. Like on the first Whitecaps goal, he like gave the requisite amount of excitement that a play caller should give and no more. It was like the exact perfect amount to be like, yes, that was very exciting.
Yeah. I don't know. The refs this game just were so inconsistent is the right word. It was a very frustrating game to watch. And on top of it, the 4 minutes of stoppage time made me fucking furious because the amount of time wasting in that second half was as if it was a playoff game. They wanted that win so bad. And it was so clear. And like all of the callbacks of we were trying to go fast off kicks and they would call the ball back or whatever. It was so frustrating that the ref wanted to be the focal point of the game that way. And then not allow us to have at least 6 minutes of extra time in a game that deserved much more. We got some happy foots in the chat, though. Edgar says, happy foot, I got my Bouanga Blast t-shirt. All right, good day to get it. I want to see how it looks. We haven't
how
seen
is it? Yet. Yeah, we haven't gotten them ourselves.
We got our merch on. This looks good.
Yeah. Here's the
I like
Here's
this.
the merch.
You guys like merch?
I think this is the proper way to wear our scarf, by the way, is if we lose, you have to wear the sad feet out after the game.
I think whenever something bad happens, you have to hold up the sad feet.
I am sad now. I will say the urgency that Chiellini was playing with at the end of the game made me very happy.
Yeah.
Our stars all I want to say brought it, but like brought it in the second half. Like everything was what you said, like we were clearly the better team tonight, but it's like, in the second half, I remember going into halftime being like, well, we completely shifted the momentum, but until the 44th minute,
Yeah.
that was a train wreck.
Yeah, I remember looking at the time. Yeah, I think you tweeted something about it being like the 33rd minute, and I couldn't believe it was the 33rd minute. It was an infuriating game.
Yeah, I think I tweeted like it's the 33rd minute, and I could be hoping for a goal, but I instead I'm just hoping for the 45th minute.
Right. Gil Domingo says sad foot first loss on Pride Night. Lawman Trash Can. His name is Lawman in Trash Can, but I like Lawman Trash Can. It rolls off the tongue a little bit.
Yeah.
Lawman Trash Can. Sad foot. We lost the game that we shouldn't have because we looked so good in the second half. I will say, after we made those later subs, we didn't look as good. When Bogusz and Stipe came out, and Apoku and who else came in? Tillman and Duenas. We still got chances, but they weren't as. There was a period of time around the 50th minute where we were passing really, really well in the final third. And we didn't see that at the end. The end, it felt much more panicked. Couple more happy foots before we bring a special guest on. Happy foot. J-Mac showed fight in the second half after 2-0. Sad foot. J-Mac performance has dropped the last couple games. That's from Danny Boy. I agree. We talked about J-Mac's hit and miss performance. Danny Angel, happy foot. We can share our good takes, bad takes, talk shit, make fun, and focus on what's most important, which is supporting the community, even when it means being there for each other after a loss. Daniel, very beautiful.
Wow. A profound, a poignant comment. Really like it was like a climactic speech at the end of an epic film.
I will say when I clicked it to put it on the screen, was not prepared for the amount of reading I'd have to do when I was about to read.
But then that's good because it would end up being worth reading that much. That's good.
Ryan Olson says, sad foot. I think I'm more excited for Thornton's work this summer than I am for the matches between now and then. Ryan,
great
you
point.
And me both, my friend. You and me both.
His performance is the one we're looking out for at this point.
All right. Well, why don't we bring on a special guest to the show? Adam Conover. Thanks for
Welcome
joining
to the show, Adam.
Hello, hi. A sad
Wow.
day, sad feet. I'm here with John Cohen.
John Cohen.
Hey.
How's it going, Johnny?
John Cohen. He's driving in a stressful part of the freeway where last time I was in this part of the freeway, the guy I took to the game rear-ended somebody and ruined his whole night. So,
Well, I want you to know that we have actively asked people to not call in while driving. And so it means a lot that even you, a Hollywood celebrity, would break our rules, Adam.
I was about to say calling in from a passenger seat is a
that's okay.
Is a post-game happy foot, sad foot pro move.
okay. Should I say my happy feet and sad feet?
Of course, we'd love that.
Please.
Okay, so my happy foot was I had 3 birria tacos with cheese before the game with a little cup of au jus at my favorite restaurant in Los Angeles, the Birria Guys outside of BMO Stadium. That was a very happy foot.
Where is that? Where is that?
It's always in a slightly different place. It was by I think of it as the Mr. Fries Man entrance.
Yes. I love Mr. Fries Man. Never open, but it is
never
open.
Still not open today, as people were leaving, starving for fries. But no, the birria guys, I forget the name of the stand, but oh my God, it's so good. They got the giant vat of birria going. They like haul it out and like hack it to pieces and like grill the tortillas like in the goat juice. It's incredible. It's the best food I've ever had.
Goat juice.
So that was great. Sad foot. I mean, we lost the game. That was sad.
Yeah.
Here's a different sad foot. There should have been more Pride stuff after your wonderful interview with Luke, which I loved, and I really appreciated the history and the perspective, which I hadn't heard. I've talked to Luke before, but I didn't know all of that. I was like expecting, frankly, a little bit more on the
Interesting.
field. Then the flag, and there was a Pride themed Falcon guy, you know. But I just expect a little bit more.
Did Ollie have a Pride flag in her mouth?
No, Ollie was protesting that they honored a gay rights activist because Ollie doesn't approve of that. Ollie thought that it was
huge reveal, religion. Ollie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
Ollie
made a big announcement that next week is Faith and Family Falcon.
Oh no, Ollie.
Yeah.
Oh
Ali-
no.
Yeah, Ali doesn't think that Pope Francis is the real Pope. Ali
Oh man. You know, come to think of it, that makes sense because after the bit started with me loving the cops, Ollie kept texting me and being like, "I really like where this is going." I think she took it really seriously.
Yeah, I will. Ali, Ali was really happy that the Wagnerites turned around today in Russia.
Look, we don't know what Ali believes, but I do have some suspicions about Ali's trainer. Who?
No, we don't. We don't
No,
spread
well, let's not
misinformation
Okay.
about
jump to
real
conclusions
people on this
here.
podcast.
Look, John Cohen is a student of the game of soccer. So, John, what were
Yes.
your
Yeah,
happy-
John, give us your tactical analysis, John.
Without looking away from the road.
I thought that we ran really well, but I think we maybe just had a little exhaustion from having played too many games over the last 3 weeks. That was my sad foot.
Spoken like a true sporting gentleman.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. John is primarily a Lakers fan, but I sent him your podcast before he came to the game, and he was all caught up on all of the storylines.
That is true. I really would have had a worse time if it weren't for you guys. So thank
That
you.
means a lot, Jonathan.
Wow,
I love
thank
you.
you so much. That's an official endorsement.
Oh,
I'm
wait,
gonna
can I say one other thing? Can I say one
Please,
other thing?
you can hang out if you want.
So I was talking to friend of the foot, Jeff Talk, right before the show, and
Yep.
we were talking about Mamadou Fall coming back, about Mbake coming back, potentially the team. And Jeff said, well, who cares? Is center back really the problem? I think he was proven wrong. I think we could have used a little Mbake tonight. And
Looks
so,
like center back's the problem.
yeah, I mean, at least there was a problem tonight. So
Yeah.
fuck you.
That should do it.
See you later.
Is Jeff? Jeff, are you watching?
I don't know if he's
You can
Probably
speak. You can
later.
stand up for yourself if you'd like. Feel free to come on the show. I want to bring Daniel on. He's been waiting very patiently. Thank you for waiting.
Hello, good sirs.
All right, thanks for joining us, Adam. I guess I'll add Travis back on too. Travis, welcome back.
Hi, Daniel. Nice to meet you.
Travis,
Hello,
returning
good
from the
sirs.
bathroom.
It is an honor to meet the both of you. Excuse me, my speech impediment. It was nice seeing Adam Conover, whose videos I watched consistently throughout my college education. But other than that,
Great.
happy foot. I'll try not to keep you guys too long. Happy foot. I guess we tried tonight. It was honestly the first half was fucking atrocious. We got dominated by Vancouver in the first half. In the second half, I'm proud of our effort. It was obvious that they were coming off 2 weeks rest. Vancouver, they hadn't played
Something
for
like that. Yeah.
So it was obvious that we are clearly dealing with fatigue, and we've been playing. I think we played the most games out of any team this season in the league. Sad foot. I just want to say all our issues comes from the fact that we don't have a 9. We don't have a dude that lives and breathes in the box. We had that last season. His name was Chicho.
Yes, I remember him well.
Yeah, what happened? He left. So, I mean, look, we go on these weird runs of good possession. It looks like we're threatening. We're ready to score. But for some reason, we just can't connect. It's always been that for us historically. But when we really don't show it on bad days, it really shows.
And when we have Chicho and Dio, all of those goals go in. Just those little tap-ins.
Yes.
It feels so much easier when we have those guys. Even Bradley Wright Phillips, when he was here, we just need a number 9, and I pray to God we're going to get one in the summer.
And
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Darren.
No.
I just want to say, the goals where Vancouver scored tonight on the counters beforehand, we were doing great on possession wise. We were in rhythm, we were going, but Vancouver snuck up on us, and boom, they scored. So if there was a 9 there, if we can get someone there in the box and score, I mean, Vancouver doesn't have those counterattacks tonight. So I think this season, I think the supporter shield is gone. I think Cincinnati's going to win it.
Yeah,
it's gone. They're 10 points ahead of us, and there's teams ahead of us even then. So I think we still have a shot for the cup. Definitely. Definitely. I don't think
Mhm.
anyone in the West looks particularly threatening. Yeah, St. Louis, but they're new. Seattle, they don't impress me enough. So this season, if we win a cup or not, it will all hinge who we sign in the transfer window. If we
100%.
sign a 9 in the transfer window, our chances are good. But sorry I kept you guys.
No, that
No.
was. I'm always impressed by how much smarter our listeners are than us. Thank you for calling in, Daniel. I agree with
Yeah.
literally everything you said.
Absolutely. I that same thing struck me too when I feel like Bouanga is often stuck between having to, like, sometimes it feels like he's gripping the wheel too tight and like trying to put the team on his back, but I can feel him doing that because there are other times where he tries to put the cross in. Excuse me. He tries to put the cross in and you can't get like a full team effort at a finish together. So he's like, I kind of have to just do it myself. Him and Vela had a little bit of something going on, but like that one cross over to Buke where he basically just played it like a midfielder instead of trying to finish. It's like, well, yeah, now Bouanga's going to grip the wheel tighter because he feels like, what else is he going to do?
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in, Daniel, and please call
Thanks
in
so much
again.
for joining
That was
us.
very smart, much smarter than anything we said today. I want to talk about something that is not good about our team, and that is Jose Cifuentes. We have not yet mentioned
my saddest of the sad feet tonight, for
the
sure.
saddest foot.
You
of
said
all.
you were very upset with the 4 minutes. I want to venture to say I was more upset about CIFU than you were about the 4 minutes.
Yes, that's possible. Well, because
I just hated the guy all game. I'm done with him.
I missed the first shot that supposedly he should have made that people were mad about. But then after I read people on Twitter talking about that, there were like 3 or 4 more opportunities where if the ball was at the feet of Vela or Bouanga or honestly fucking Opoku, it would have gone into the back of the net. And Sifu, he needs to go somewhere else, man. It was rough watching him tonight.
Is he gonna like? Yeah, I'm done with him, honestly. Like the thing that, you know what, the pet peeve of mine is when I have like a bit about someone or like a thing that I'm like, oh, he's probably going to do this, and then they fulfill it every time. Like that's why Buke like became like more of a running bit, because it's like, oh well, he keeps doing it, so like we have to call it out now.
Yeah.
But Sifu is doing it like way more and over the course of years now, where it's like, are you just gonna like put the ball over the net every time you get it? Really? Like that's what we're gonna do? I feel like maybe the positive. Whew, I'm trying to calm myself down. I'm really working on I feel like the positives for him, when earlier in his tenure at LAFC, had more to do with him contributing to goals in the setups, and I think he kind of at some point became like, he ended up touching the ball later in the process, and it's like, that's not where I want him putting the long ball up and like setting the goal up.
Yeah.
I don't want, like, why does it end up on his feet at the top of the box 6 times a game?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that frustration is very warranted, Darren. I think we've loved Jose Cifuentes for a few seasons now. We can all agree that this season has not been joyful for him or for us. It's run its course. I hope he enjoys his time in Scotland. I wish that he fucking scored that goal, didn't get called back last week.
Yeah.
Because I really do think, we say people are in their heads a lot on this show, but you watch the way that he's dealing with the ball, and it's clear that he thinks he's going to fuck up the moment he touches it. He no longer believes in himself on this team.
Yeah.
And I do think a change of scenery can help. And Scotland is a beautiful place.
Yeah, he'll have a great time. They'll be like, what the fuck? But he'll have fun for a bit.
The Rangers are listening to this podcast.
Dude,
enjoy yourselves.
Yeah. I don't know if you know what you're getting into.
He'll be better.
Maybe he'll turn it back on.
He's
for
good.
Them? I don't know.
He's good.
He is. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. And not to call, I mean, this is the second time that Jeff Talk has come up on this podcast now, without him being here to defend himself. But he mentioned in the last post game about Buke, about being like, oh, this is how he gets in his head, and we're like perpetuating it. But I can't buy that. Like, these are professional athletes. Like, you have to be good enough for noise like this to have zero effect on you.
Yeah.
Or else you're just not good enough. Like, of course, there are like an infinite number of players who can pull that off.
And of course,
So,
they're
like,
young.
where are you?
They're
Like,
young,
right in the
but
middle?
like we can say that they're young, but they're also young they're not young in the context of professional sports. They are on the younger
Right.
side, but they're not Nathan Ordaz young. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have
Right.
somewhat. I certainly didn't have a head on my shoulder until I was fucking 30. But like,
Sure.
if you're gonna get into being a professional athlete, at some point you have to learn how to trust yourself over what other people are saying about you, or the doubt that you feel in the back of your head. We have another
Yeah.
caller joining us.
Yes.
A good friend of the Foot, Luke. Hello.
Luke, welcome back to the show.
Hey guys.
Whoa, that's a sad. We've never heard Luke this sad.
Oh no.
Well, look, I was at
I
the
was saying on the
tailgate.
post game show. Luke, on the post game shows, your role has become bringing us up.
Well, look, I
Just
was
take
at the
that into
tailgate
account
since
for what it's worth.
9:30.
Oh no, since
9:30 a.m.,
9:30.
guys.
Go to
And
bed.
Oh no.
I told everyone we always win Pride Night, and we didn't fucking win Pride Night tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
pissed.
not on you.
I know,
Yeah.
I know it's not on me, but look,
I think it's on you a little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. On second
No,
thought,
it
maybe it's on
probably
Luke.
It probably is. I'm just, I was just really bummed with the like lack of any kind of connection, except for I think my happy foot is Cheeky. Cheeky was
Oh, that's a solid one.
freaking incredible out there.
Yeah.
He was incredible. And my sad foot, you were just talking about him. Why is he on the pitch? Put in a kid from LAFC 2. He will be better than Cifuentes. Cifuentes, he had maybe 2 progressive passes that actually connected. And otherwise, that dude, every time he touched the ball, I saw someone on Twitter was like, Sifu pass to your own team challenge. Like, yeah. Like, it was just every
He's
time
like betting
he touched
against the
ball.
team at this point.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
like it's
so
also
bad.
it's one thing to like not convert or not do the thing that he should have done. It's another thing where he was like actively ruining opportunities.
He was
I
so
do want to.
bad.
I don't want to lose your happy foot though, because I don't think we talk about Diego Palacios enough on this show because he's pretty consistent. Like when he has bad games, they're not as obviously bad as other parts of the team. And Palacios' passing tonight was incredible. There, like I said, there was a good string of like 10 minutes where our passing was unbelievable. And Palacios was involved in a lot of that.
He works the corner so well.
Yeah, I feel like we never mention his name, and that means that he's doing his job really well. I feel that way about Kellen Acosta a lot of the time too. When
we need to mention his name because we are not going to have him much longer.
Yeah,
he's so solid. I mean, every time the ball's coming like 50 yards down the field on a long pass, and he just one touch onto the ground and he's going forward, and he's finding angles. I mean, that dude is just he was the best person on the pitch for us tonight. For me,
I also have a forward-looking happy foot too that I just remembered, which is that Mamadou Fall was there. I think that's a pretty good indication that our boy is coming back.
Hopefully, he's worked out his anger issues.
Oh, did he have anger issues? I don't remember.
Yeah, that the last time we saw him on the field for us was that Open Cup game against Galaxy last year, where for whatever reason he just started at the end of the game like racing out onto the pitch and like it was bad.
Right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so
I'm pinning all my hopes on him.
Okay.
We need more center backs. We only have 4. We need another one.
That's the weird thing. It's like the issue. Yes, the issue was center back tonight. And yes, it's because we were so thin there, but like on paper, we're not thin at all. It's just that we didn't have any of
Aaron
the
Long
1,000 center backs we have.
Aaron Long also got brought off for an injury at halftime of the U.S. men's game.
Oh,
Aaron
that's
Long
so cool.
Was injured
cool.
in the game.
No.
Don't really awesome.
I can't. No.
It's so weird. Do you guys feel this too when you get like tweets and stuff that are like, congratulations to whoever for being called up to their national team? And it's like, on paper, everyone is just being like, this is great. Congratulations. This is wonderful. But like all of us, right?
back
I'm
of your
assuming
mind,
all
yeah.
of us are like, this sucks.
Especially, I mean, you want to win the Gold Cup, but it's like, I don't know, do you?
Well, I mean, even when it's not USA, like when
Yeah.
it's like congratulations for to being called up to Ecuador or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, that's amazing. I'm
Well,
just
it's
like,
a good-
no.
It's a good sign that Tillman's back.
Yeah.
Some injuries were slowly.
Yeah.
Acosta is getting there. He was warming up with the team. I saw.
Yeah.
Chiellini is slowly getting his legs back. Hopefully, we can get through this next stretch. We have a week off. That's a big happy foot. Before we wrap this up, we have a whole week off.
We haven't had
That is-
we haven't had a week
whole week.
off since mid-May. So like, let's.
Since
take
when has the
it.
schedule been on the happy foot column, guys?
Yeah.
Not for
We're
a
gonna
while.
wrap this up.
Not for a
We're gonna
while.
wrap this up, Luke. But thank you so much for calling in. Happy Pride
Thank you
Night.
for calling.
Thanks
Happy
for
Pride
helping
Night.
organize
Yes.
it. I don't know if you heard Adam Conover called in and said how much he loved your interview. So everyone loves you, Luke.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us.
Ugh.
All right. Woof. That was really
Well-
cool of him to join us after such an insanely long day.
Well, that's our post-game show. We'll be back. I will not be on the preview episode this coming week. We'll get into it next week when we get to it, but I'm leaving on a flight in the morning. So I will talk to you all on the post-game next weekend. Darren, I think, is going to be hosting some semblance of a preview episode
Guys,
this week.
Dad's gone. It's time to party. We're gonna throw a party in his
No
house.
parents, just
he's
kids.
not gonna know. He's gonna have no idea. We're gonna clean up right before he gets home. It's foolproof. I promise you. Okay.
If I get home
stay
and
tuned.
that pride flag, the pride bandana, if that's not at home when I get there, I'm gonna be furious, Darren.
It'll be there just like covered in evidence of like 30 different people
Just like
using
beer and puke.
it.
Well, thank you for calling in. As always, if you enjoyed the show, you listened this long, you want to support us, check out the merch at check out our merch at happyfootsadfootpod.com or become a Patreon at patreon.com/happyfootsadfoot. And as always, please subscribe to the pod, tell your friends about it. Thank you so much for calling and listening and always being there. And if I die in a plane crash tomorrow, it's been a joy.
All right. Wow. Travel safe, Travis. Seriously, thank you guys so much for joining us on these live streams. It's been super fun. There's a very lively chat going on. We love it.
Hit the like button.
Share this with a friend. If you're having fun, it becomes more fun the more people that are involved. So we'll see you again next week.
Thank you to our friends of the foot. We love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. I love you. Bye. Love you.